Hi friends, we have studied the dynamics of the ocean. We know the salinity difference, we know the temperature difference, and a small topic known as the coral reefs and the related topics of the coral reefs. Now let us study the more dynamic part of an oceanography, which is known as an ocean current. Why it is known as an ocean current? What is a current? What is a drift? What is a stream in the ocean? That is we will understand at the end of this lecture, and you will also know the factors which affect the ocean current. Now the name ocean currents. Why the name ocean currents? The name ocean currents is due to a movement of an ocean water in a definite direction. When the water moves in a definite direction in the form of or similar to a movement of a river on the land. When the river, how is the movement of the river on the land? A river moves in a definite direction. So similarly, when an ocean water moves like a river, similar to a river on the land in a definite direction with a definite velocity, it is known as an ocean current. So what is the ocean current? It is the movement of an ocean water. I hope that you are noting it down. It is the movement of an ocean water in a definite direction with a definite velocity is known as an ocean current. Now the ocean currents can be given the name as ocean current, or they can be given the name as a drift. They can be given the name as a stream, or they can be called as a current itself. So the ocean can be given the name of a drift, stream, or the current. What is the difference between these things? When ocean water moves in a definite direction, it is known as a drift. When it moves with a greater velocity, it is known as a current. And when it moves with the greatest velocity in a great volume, then it is known as a stream. So what is the difference between drift, stream, and a current? It is just related to the volume of an ocean water and the velocity of an ocean water. Now looking at this, forward movement of an ocean water in a definite direction, forward movement of a surface water on the oceans under the influence of winds is known as a drift. So what is a drift? A forward movement of an ocean water. Drift is the forward movement of an ocean water under the influence of an prevailing winds. Under the influence of an prevailing winds is known as a drift. So when the ocean water moves under the influence of a prevailing wind, it is known as a drift. So here you can underline one fact, that is, what is the major influence of an ocean water? It is the prevailing, or movement of an ocean water, it is the prevailing winds. When the ocean water moves forward with a greater velocity, it is known as an current. So what is the current? Current involves greater velocity. Again, it is a forward movement, but with a greater velocity in a definite direction. And then lastly, what is a stream? When a larger mass of an ocean water, even than the current, then when the larger mass of an ocean water moves under the influence of an prevailing winds, when there is a larger mass with greater velocity, and with a greater volume. And with a greater volume, it is known as a stream. So what is the difference? The difference lies only in the nomenclature. Difference lies only on the basis of stream, only on the basis of velocity and the volume of an water. Not that much important, but just for your knowledge, if in case if somebody asks you the difference between stream, drift, and current, you should know. Smaller, bigger, and the biggest. So the drift is the smaller one. The movement of an ocean water with a greater velocity is known as a current, greater than the drift, and greatest is known as a stream. Now these are the names which are given to an ocean currents. So what is an ocean current? The definition of an ocean current is when the oceanic water moves forward like the river on the land, it is known as an ocean current. How many types of an ocean currents are there? Generally, we classify there are two types of an ocean current. So we classify the two types of ocean current. They are either cold current or they are warm current. So the two types of ocean currents are there, cold current or warm current. Based on this, now here, how are the questions asked in the examination? The questions can be asked, describe the currents of Atlantic Ocean, describe the currents of Indian Ocean, describe the currents of Pacific Ocean. So this is one type of a question which can be asked. The second type of a question can be asked, what is the significance of an ocean current? What is the importance of an ocean current system? In the preliminary examination, obviously, the questions will be asked more on what is a Gulf Stream? Is it a warm current? Is it a cold current? Where is the Gulf Stream? In the Atlantic Ocean, in the Pacific Ocean, or in the Indian Ocean? Now, to understand this, we should know the currents of different oceans. Now, I am giving you, before we study the factors which determine the ocean current, before we study the different types of ocean current, let us understand what is this warm current and what is this cold current. Now consider an hypothetical, we will consider the two situations in which there are two hypothetical continents. This is one continent, and consider this as another continent. Consider this part of a continent as the central part, that is the equatorial region. Consider this part of a continent as the polar region, that is polar, and obviously the polar region downwards. So consider this as an hypothetical continent having equatorial and the polar regions. How you know that? In the climatology, till this now we have studied the ocean geography, and we know that the ocean water in the equatorial region is hot and the ocean water in the polar region is cold. Now due to under the influence of winds, due to the rotation of the earth, due to the temperature difference, due to the salinity difference, ocean acts as a big heat engine in which there is a mixing up of the heat and the balancing up of the heat is there. So the hot water from the equatorial region goes to the polar regions as a warm current. So we have warm current, and obviously this water is very cold. It comes to the equatorial region. Now when it is extremely cold, or it is cold when it comes to the equatorial region, it will result into formation of an cold current. Thus there are two types of currents, warm current and the cold current. Now, why is this? Because the ocean current help in the balancing of the heat energy on the earth. Excess heat from equatorial region is transferred to the polar regions. The polar regions may say the cold water is brought to the equatorial region. That means anywhere in the world there will be two types of currents, cold current and warm current. Now, if the current in the Atlantic Ocean here will be warm current having a different name, यहाँ पे it will be some other current having a different name. But what are these warm and cold currents? Let us have a general idea. This is the generic diagram I am giving you. This is the conceptual diagram you should know. And once you know this diagram, anywhere you can just place the current and uska naam. So you will be able to tell which is a warm current and which is a cold current. Now, how is the earth rotating? Earth is rotating from west to east or east to west. So because of the rotation of the earth, where does we already know the basics. If you are from where does the earth rotate, and these are very basics. Look in the prelim section and revise your lectures. Now due to the rotation of the earth and due to the winds, in this region, in the equatorial region, there are winds which are blowing, and therefore in this region there is a ocean water moves from east towards the west. Why? Because the earth rotates from west towards the east. So yahan pe there is a ocean water which is blowing. Now how is this ocean water which is blowing? This is obviously warm water. Now this warm water goes upwards. in the northern hemisphere, it goes downwards in the southern hemisphere due to the rotation of the earth. So in this regions, what is the ocean current in this region? There will be an hot current in this region, or warm current, which I am showing by the W. Now this ocean water goes up and then it comes under the influence of an westerly winds, and this westerly winds, due to the Coriolis force. What does the Coriolis force say? The Coriolis force says that any moving object in the northern hemisphere will be deflected to the right. So iska right is this, it gets deflected to the right, and then it goes and hits this part of the world. So yahan pe there is a warm current. So why yahan pe eitherly, because of the rotation of the earth, there is a, due to the rotation of the earth, there is a movement of ocean water, because this ocean, yahan pe in the equatorial regions, there are winds which are known as equatorial west easterly winds. These winds drag the ocean water. Because of friction, the ocean water is carried on the other parts. As this is the way earth is rotating, therefore uska opposite will be the movement of an ocean water. Now these are known as equatorial currents. Obviously the equatorial currents are warm currents. Now what happens due to the equatorial currents? In the equatorial current, if this is the eastern side of the oceans and if this is the western side of the oceans, what I told you, there is a dragging force of the winds, and isliye the water increases, and therefore there is an increase of level of water in this region. Why increase in the level of water? Because yahan pe there is a convergence of two currents. Now due to increase in the level of water, if you take a bucket of water and throw it to the wall, some water will go in the opposite directions, right? Some water will be diverted to the other side, while some water will come back and hit you. If you take a bucket and throw it to the wall or to any object, if you take a mug or bucket of water and throw it, water jayega, some water will come back to you. So even in the equatorial regions, when this two currents go, there is a counter current which is formed here, which is known as an equatorial counter current, which flows from west to east. Why it is there, equatorial counter current? The equatorial counter current is due to the convergence of these two equatorial currents. Anywhere in the world, be it Atlantic Ocean, be it Pacific Ocean, be it Indian Ocean, this currents, red in color, will be near the equator, will be known as equatorial currents. And the current which I have shown black in color will be known as equatorial counter current. So this is an equatorial current. This is an equatorial current. Which is one more equatorial current? This is one more equatorial current, while the current which flows in the opposite direction to the equatorial current is known as an equatorial counter current. Equatorial counter current. Why the equatorial counter current is generated? The equatorial counter current is generated due to convergence of or large amount of water, or due to piling up of water, as the water is driven in the form of equatorial current to the western side of a continent. There is a piling up of water, therefore there is an increase in the level of water, and some water comes back as the equatorial counter current. So are you getting why the equatorial counter current is generated? It has been asked in this year's preliminary examination why the equatorial counter current is generated. It is due to the convergence of two equatorial currents. Now come back to the diagram. This water will come here. So on the western side of the continent, if these are the two hypothetical continents, this is an area of a warm current. After that, the warm current will rise up in the northern hemisphere. It will come under the influence of westerly winds, and due to the Coriolis force, it will deflect it to the right, and this area in the world will be having an equatorial, or this area will be having a warm current. Similarly, there will be warm current here. So this is an area where there is a warm current. Now this area will go back, and under the influence of an Coriolis force, the current will get deflected to the left hand side. So similar to this part, there should be warm current on the southern part of the continent on the left hand side because of the Coriolis force. What does the Coriolis force say? Again, any moving object like wind, ocean currents, or even your rocket will get deflected to the right hand side in the northern hemisphere and to the left hand side in the southern hemisphere. So it gets deflected to the left hand side. But remember, niche in the southern hemisphere, there are no continents at this location in the northern hemisphere. जहाँ पे this current is coming and meeting, there is no continent in the southern hemisphere, and इसलिए in the southern hemisphere we do not have warm currents on this part of the world, that is on the western part of the continents. So where are the three warm currents? 1, 2 and 3, these are the areas of warm currents. Now the cold ocean water also comes downward from the polar region. So the cold ocean water is generated here and it comes downwards. So this is a region of an cold current. In the Atlantic Ocean, we will see this current is known as a Labrador current. In the Pacific Ocean, we will see this current is known as a Oashio current system. So these are the regions of an cold current. In this region, there will be mixing up of the cold and the warm ocean currents. Which region? Can you see that there is a mixing up of these two arrows? So these are the regions where there is a mixing up of cold and warm current. Remember your climatology lecture. In your climatology lecture, what we did is that when there is a mixing up of cold and warm ocean currents, there is a temperature inversion, and these are the areas of formation of fogs. But also these are the richest fishing grounds in the world. So Newfoundland region, so the coast along Japan, these are the richest fishing grounds in the world due to mixing up of warm and cold current. See, even your economic geography will be the basics of your physical geography. In fact, economic geography is specifically asked in the mains examination. In the preliminary examination, whatsoever economic geography is required, whatsoever regional geography is required, I will take it as a separate classes also. But most of these things will be covered in your normal lecture. So where are the greatest fishing grounds of the world? If this is a question of economic geography, here itself I am answering the greatest fishing grounds of the world are located in the regions of mixing of warm and cold ocean currents. After that, this cold ocean current, under the Coriolis force, it will get deflected to the right and it will come down and it will wash this part. Now obviously this water which is coming down is relatively colder than the equatorial waters. So we are calling this region as an area of a cold current. So in the northern hemisphere, remember X. Warm current. अभी इसको आप नाम दो Gulf Stream, you give this name as a North Atlantic drift. If it's in the northern Atlantic Ocean. If it's in the northern Pacific Ocean, you call this as a Kuroshio current system. You call this as a North Pacific drift system. Where are the areas of the cold current? This is one area of a cold current. You call this current as a Labrador current in the Atlantic Ocean. You call this current as an Oashio current in the Pacific Ocean. There is another cold current here. Why this cold current is here? Because you call this, because this cold water comes downwards, and due to the Coriolis force, it is deflecting, it is coming this way downwards, and it is getting deflected to the right hand side. So it is an current system. It is a cold current. You call this as a Canaries current in the Atlantic Ocean. You call this as a Californian current in the Pacific Ocean. I am taking only two oceans, not Indian Ocean, Because we will, while studying the currents of the world, different oceans separately, we'll study why I am not taking the Indian Ocean. Now similarly, in the northern and the southern polar regions, there is a wind which is blowing. If you remember the westerly winds, these are known by the different names in the North Pole and South Pole. What are the names to these westerly winds? They are known as the furious 40s. They are known as roaring 40s, furious 50s, shrieking 60s. They are known by different names. Why? Because they travel with a greater speed, as there is no land in the southern hemisphere. Even in the northern hemisphere, in the top regions, there are strong winds which are blowing. So there is a strong ocean current which is known as a west wind drift, which blows from the west to east in both the polar regions of the world. Obviously, in the polar regions of the world, because the water is cold, these are cold current. So what is this? This is known as an west wind drift. This is known as a west wind drift. What is this? This is known as an west. Again, this is an west wind drift. In the northern and the southern polar region, it is known as an west wind drift. So this is as some part of this west wind drift comes downwards in the northern hemisphere, even in the southern hemisphere, some part of this west wind drift, because of the presence of a land, will go to the top, and this part of the world in the southern hemisphere will be having a cold current. So this is how the entire current system in the world is there. Now let us revise again how the current system in the world look like. We have equatorial current, this red color part which I have shown, going from eastern part of the ocean to the western part of the ocean in both the hemispheres. How are these currents? These are warm currents. Now they will the equatorial current in the northern hemisphere will strike the eastern coast of the continents. In the southern hemisphere, it will strike the eastern coast of the continent. So these are the two regions of a warm current. After that, the warm water will rise upwards. Then the westerly winds will take them to the western coast of the other continent in the northern hemisphere. So this is the region of an warm current. Now because at such a greater latitudes in the southern hemisphere there is no land, therefore there is no warm current in the southern hemisphere. Otherwise even this water would have gone and mixed. But in the southern hemisphere, because there is no land, there is a greater influence of the westerly winds. We have already done this in the climatology section. So where are the warm currents in the world? This is an area of an warm current in the world. 1, 2 in the northern hemisphere, 3 in the southern hemisphere. Now what are the areas of a cold current in the world? These are the areas of a cold current in the world. That is 1 in the polar regions, obviously. On which side of the continents? On the eastern side of the continents. So then on the western side of the continents, in the subtropical high pressure belt, near the equatorial region. So 1, 2 in the northern hemisphere, and also here in the southern hemisphere. This is the west wind drift which goes, and then some part of the west wind drifts comes and washes the western part of the continents again in the southern hemisphere. So this is the general idea of the ocean current system in the world. Cold current, you remember, this is the way of a cold current, this is the way of a warm current. In any oceans in the world, anywhere in the world, this current and this current, which I have shown blue in color, which is moving from west to east, is known as an west wind drift. It is a cold current, and this current this current, red color, it is known as an equatorial current. It is obviously a warm current. Why it is generating? It is getting generated due to the rotation of the earth and due to the movement of the winds. So it is known as an equatorial current system. Due to piling up of water, due to the convergence, why there is a piling up of water? Due to the convergence of north equatorial current and the south equatorial current. What are this north and south equatorial current? The equatorial current in the northern hemisphere and the equatorial current in the southern hemisphere. Due to piling up of water, there is a greater water here, and therefore some water comes back as an equatorial countercurrent. Obviously these are the warm currents only. So these are how the ocean currents in the world are. So I am again rubbing this to make you understand. I am again drawing this diagram in the, so what should be the general idea of an ocean current? Again take this as an hypothetical continent. This as one hypothetical continent. Uske beech mein there is an ocean. This is the first hypothetical continent. This is the second hypothetical continent. Uske beech mein there is an ocean. You can call this ocean as any ocean. This is the equatorial regions. Obviously the other regions are the polar regions. Now again revise with me, because if you know this, ocean current is just a very simple topic for you. Now what are the regions where will be the warm current? There will be warm current over here. Why this warm current is there? Because in the northern hemisphere an equatorial water moves under the influence of easterlies in the equatorial regions, which are generated due to the trade winds. So there is a warm current over here. So this is one area of a warm current. The second area of a warm current is this region. Why here? Because again the equatorial water moves like this. Ocean water, again because of the winds which are there. Winds, if you remember, the trade winds come like this and then they rise upwards. There is some weak wind system here. So again due to the rotation of the earth, these are the two warm currents. After this water will go to the south in the southern hemisphere and due to the north in the northern hemisphere. After some latitudes they will come under the influence of the westerly winds, and then they will be diverted by the westerly winds to give rise to the warm ocean current in this direction. So these are the areas of warm ocean current here. Where are the cold ocean currents? Now remember again, there will be an equatorial weak current system which is known as an equatorial counter current system, which flows in the direction of the rotation of the earth. Why it is generated? See, it is not generated due to the rotation of the earth. It is generated due to the piling up of water due to the two equatorial currents. Now, how is this water? This water is all warm water. In the cold water region, there is a west wind drift here. In the northern hemisphere, there is a west wind drift in the southern hemisphere. There is a west wind drift in the southern hemisphere. Now some water of this west wind drift comes downwards, and therefore this is the region of a cold current in the world. Then again it continues its journey downwards, and this is the region where there is a mixing up of cold and warm ocean currents, causing inversion of a temperature and the most densest fogs in the world. Had this ocean current not been there, we would not have seen movie like Titanic. So why movie like a Titanic? Why did Titanic accident occur? Because large icebergs are brought by this ocean currents to this region downwards, where there is a mixing. Due to the mixing, due to temperature inversion, there are dense fogs, and the icebergs cannot be seen by the ships which travel in this region, causing hindrance to navigation, causing accident, and one of the accident was the Titanic accident. So icebergs, from where these icebergs are coming? This cold ocean current which is coming from the northern hemisphere is bringing those icebergs downwards, causing temperature inversion. Again, this ocean current continues its journey downwards under the influence of the Coriolis force, and then it comes and hits this region. So this is the another region of the cold ocean current in the world. Now, again, this area mein some cold ocean water rises upwards due to the hindrance caused by land and causes cold ocean current in this region. So this is the general idea of an ocean current. If you know this general idea, now I will rub this C and keep it here. So this is a general idea of warm ocean current, two warm ocean currents like X in the northern hemisphere, two cold ocean currents like X in the northern hemisphere. So C and C here, W and W here. One warm ocean current here and one cold ocean current here. Relate it. What I say, always try to interrelate your topics. Relate your use your interrelation and see what is the significance on the land of this ocean currents. Is it not these areas are desert regions of the world? So the hot desert regions of the world, these are the hot desert regions of the world. Why? What is a desert? जहाँ पे rainfall नहीं है. Because of lack of rainfall, there is no vegetation. So why lack of rainfall? Because of the high pressure belt. Pressure is inversely proportional to the temperature. Cold means high pressure. High pressure means stability. Stability means no rainfall. So this lies in the high pressure belt. Plus on the western side the trade winds are offshore, plus the high pressure is intensified due to the presence of cold currents. Therefore, the hot deserts of the world are located on the western coast of the continents in the Horses latitude or subtropical high pressure belt. So, यहाँ पे एक hot desert of the world, and यहाँ पे एक hot desert of the world. So these are the two regions of an hot deserts of the world. Now with this general idea, we can study any of the ocean currents in the world. How simple the ocean current becomes. WWWCCC. This is the way. Now looking at what are the different kinds of factors which affect the ocean currents. We have already seen the factors. What will be the factor? Why this is generated? Due to the rotation of the earth. So this is one of the factors. Second factor is winds. So, wind is the other factor. Third factor is deflection, Coriolis force. Topography, because shape of the continent. Temperature difference, salinity difference. So, these are the different factors which will continue in the part 2 of the lecture, but have a general idea of the ocean currents. I think these ocean currents have been made simple. So what you have to remember, W. If it's in the Atlantic Ocean, give it a name in the northern hemisphere as a Gulf Stream. यहाँ पे if it is in the southern Atlantic Ocean, give it a name as a Brazilian current. In the North Pacific Ocean, give it a name of a Kuroshio system. In the South Pacific Ocean, give it a name of East Australian current. So this is the general idea of an ocean current. Same lies with the cold currents also. Remember, in the lower latitudes, the cold currents are near the hot deserts of the world. So till the time we meet again for the factors, ocean currents is an important topic. Remember, the areas where the ocean and cold and warm current meet, these are the richest fishing grounds of the world. So Newfoundland region of USA or the Japanese coast. So these are the regions of why these are the regions of richest fishing ground. Why they are there, we will continue in the future lectures. So this is the general idea of an ocean current. Again, we will meet with the factors and the ocean currents of the other ocean. Till the time we meet, thank you very much.